All right, let's talk about Iowa's 3rd congressional district. It's one of the most closely watched races in the country.
And in November, the winner of tonight's primary will try to unseat Republican incumbent Zach Nunn. Democrats hope to gain control of the chamber after the general election. KCCI's Ophelia Jacobson is live from the New Northwestern in downtown Des Moines for Lanon Bakam's watch party. Ophelia.
Yeah, Stacey, it's official. Lanon Bakam is now the Democratic nominee for Iowa's 3rd congressional district. AP called that race not even 15 minutes after the polls closed, and he celebrated that victory here surrounded by family, friends, supporters, volunteers, and elected representatives who endorsed him. I'm joined now by Lanon. Lanon, congratulations on this win. In your victory speech, you talked a lot about abortion, which is one of your priorities. Why do you feel like that's such an important issue right now?
I think it's clear that we're seeing the erosion of our freedoms. The fact that a near total abortion ban was passed in Iowa that Zach Nunn voted for, women no longer have the rights they had under Roe versus Wade. We need to restore that, and when I go to Congress, I will fight to restore the women's ability to make their own healthcare decisions.
And headed into November, what is your campaign strategy to get another win?
I think right now, Iowans are just incredibly excited for a person with my background. You know, I've given my life to service here. I spent 8 years in the Iowa Army National Guard. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2004. I've served this country at a time of war, and I served it again when I worked at the U.S. Department of Agriculture for 10 years, delivering on programs for our farmers, our ranchers, our veterans, and especially helping to deliver rural economic development programs all across the 3rd District. I'm ready right now to represent Iowa's 3rd District.
And we are just 5 months away from that general election in November. He will be facing incumbent Congressman Zach Nunn in that election in November. Live in Des Moines, Ophelia Jacobson, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
And Zach Nunn has just released a statement saying in part, quote, "We are confident Iowans will reject Lanon and his former boss's tax and spend open border policies that he has made his life's mission to defend." Now we want to take things over to Melissa Vine's watch party.
That's where we find KCCI's Kayla James live in Des Moines this evening for us. Kayla, this was not the outcome Vine was hoping for.
Definitely not the outcome, but Jody, Stacey, a very, very positive kind of energy in this room tonight. Melissa Vine definitely surrounded by people who truly care, people hugging each other right now. And that's kind of what it's been like the entire time. She spoke just after 8:30 tonight. Vine, like I said, was surrounded by many of her friends, family, and supporters in this room here at the Star Bar. We told you before, Vine finds her strength and prides herself in being a single mother of 4 boys who were here tonight, a businesswoman who knows what it's like to start out with nothing, and an executive director of a nonprofit aimed at helping adult women who have experienced trauma. Now, she first announced she was running back in November, and she described it as being something so very, very important for her to do. She started her speech tonight by giving a special thank you to her supporters, saying her campaign wasn't supposed to make it this far, but it did, and they pressed on because of the support.
Our opponent had 10 times as much money and the power of the establishment in DC. But we pressed on. We pressed on, and that's because of all of you. All of you who showed up for this campaign, that got behind this campaign.
And that support is something she emphasized time and time again through her campaign, and especially here tonight. One thing she did mention, that she will still be here, and that if there's one thing she hopes this campaign did was encourage women and moms to go out and run for Congress. Live in Des Moines, Kayla James, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.